Not much, dude. How about you?
Hey man, I'm just vibing, you know the usual. But I had a question for you. Do you shave your delicate area below the waist region? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the twins, the dangle?
yeah,
You do?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well I'm glad to hear that because today, ladies and gentlemen, the episode is brought to you by Manscaped. And you know what their mission is, baby. Gotta save them. They all matter. They all matter. All right? And the best way to do that is by using Manscaped's awesome new thing, man. This little trimmer right here, the Lawnmower 3.0, has this little light on it.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's like a tech. It's like shaving your, delicate areas, but like the SWAT version right here, man. Because of this, and I'm sure you can attest, you like to see what you're doing down there, right?
Sure, definitely. That lighting should help.
It should, man. But not only is this episode brought to you by Manscaped, we also have a promo code for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you use the promo code MOATS, you'll receive up to 20% off plus free shipping, Deke. 20% off plus free shipping? All you gotta do is use the promo code MOATS. It's right there. It's that simple, baby, at manscaped.com. So don't waste time. Save your balls. The Steelers are gonna do it pick 24. Now I'm excited about this because we did a mock draft, about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
It was about 2 weeks ago.
2.5, 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we were still talking about the running back position at 24. And I think at the time you had said Najee Harris. For me, I
Yep.
went offensive
No,
line.
no. Here's what happened, dude.
What
Because of the simulator, they had Harris dropping to the second round.
Yes,
so
yes.
I got him in the second
In the
round.
second, that's what it was, yeah.
Did you get it? You might have even got him in the second round.
I went Javonte in the second
Okay.
instead of Najee. Yeah, but the thing was this though. We were both under
I
the
went
impression.
JOK.
Right.
Number 1.
Yeah, because we were both under the impression that Travis Etienne would be gone by then. And that had been the sentiment up until recently. And
What the hell has happened?
And we even said this with Justin Fields. Justin Fields has went from not in the first round to being a top 2 pick to now might be in a top 10 pick. Like, it's just crazy to see. So recently they've had Travis Etienne mocked at 32 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, why is that significant? Because we pick at pick 24. And this whole time we've been under the impression that he wouldn't be here, which is why we started to create this love for Najee Harris, right? And we started to create the love for Javonte Williams solely because of us not feeling like Travis Etienne would be available for us. So it got me thinking. I'm like, man, these new mock drafts, it's having all 3 backs available to us. We know how much we want to upgrade this running game, especially for your boy Seven.
Sure.
So it got me wondering, man, if Travis Etienne is available,
Wow.
if Najee Harris is available, if Javonte Williams is available at pick 24, what are you doing?
Okay, so
Not just you, in the YouTube crowd, y'all make sure y'all answer that as well. If all 3 of those guys are available, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, and Javonte Williams at pick 24, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, are you drafting them, and which one of those guys would you pick?
Okay. So this is interesting.
It is.
Because are we saying it's just Harrison, Etienne, or no? I actually said that wrong. It's all Harris, Etienne, and Williams,
all
or is
3.
Or is it just Etienne and Williams, or is it just Harris, Williams?
All 3, because
We're saying all 3 are available
yes,
at that
all
pick.
3 are available, because it's looking like that could realistically happen. And the thing that I was checking out beforehand, I was asking myself, okay, well, what teams that are picking around when we're picking are going to need running backs, right? So I was like, all right, obviously the Jets, you have to be worried about them at 23. They could go running back. I said at 22, the Titans, they're not worried about running
Dolphins.
back. At 20, so the Dolphins, they pick at 18. That's their second pick in the first round, right? So they pick at 6. Everything has them slated to go Devontae Smith, the wide receiver out of Alabama. But their second pick, I've seen them with the edge rusher out of Michigan. Was it Kwity Paye? And I've seen them, it was another person as well, but it hasn't been.
I've seen Harris, though. That's the thing.
I've seen one for him as well, though.
I've seen Harris, so that makes the whole Etienne conversation a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, dude, of those 3, I've said this before, I'd go Harris.
Okay.
But if Harris is gone, because it seems like it's flipped. It goes back to what you were saying at the beginning. It seemed like Etienne was going to be going late teens, early 20s, wasn't going to be available to the Steelers. This was about a month ago.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, it seems like Etienne's for sure going to be available, and Harris is the one going a little bit before in those late teens, maybe 20s. Some people just have him, actually neither running back going in the first round too. I've seen that. So it's all going in different directions. But if out of those 3 running backs, I would go Harris. Now the other question is probably, would you take running back? Because those are the
yes.
3 top running backs. I'm good with us not taking running back, but if we were to pick one, I would go Harris.
So this is my thing, right? Because I thought similar in terms of, so for me, I said, man, if all 3 are available, I prefer Etienne over all 3 of the guys. I just love his top end speed, that home run ability. We really in Pittsburgh haven't had a guy that can take it to the house since Willie Parker. Now, when I watch Najee, he reminds me when I watch L. Bell, just not as elusive in terms of his dead leg, but in terms of finding the hole, great patience, good power, but not that top end speed. How many times do we see Najee get into the open field and it's like, bro, he's going to get caught. You're not even worried about him taking it to the house. Similar things with Javonte to an extent. He isn't a blazer, even though he's a little bit smaller. But when I look at Etienne, I'm just like, dude, some of the things that he's able to do, these 2 guys can't. And that was the thing that made us just clamor over him, right? These past 2 years. It wasn't like the situation with Najee where you're kind of on the fence about him. And then as the season progresses, we start to love him even more. And then the postseason hit, you're like, okay, this is the guy I want. No, with Travis, we've been seeing this for 2 years now. So I know that it's not a one-off. I know that this isn't a product of the system. This dude can just ball. And it's something about that speed element to just, man, if he hits this hole and you fit this wrong, he can go to the house. It's something about that I just love, man.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Go for it. Yes, indeed.
So what about concerns with pass blocking? And then maybe even the potential of this home run threat that Etienne brings to the table? We might have that maybe with McFarland. So what do you say to those 2 things?
I say in terms of the pass blocking element of it, he's going to have to get that element of his game better, sure. But he's not the only NFL running back that's been an all-pro that doesn't pass block. Let's be real about it. And when you got a guy like him, similar to L. Bell can pass block at a great level. But do you really want L. Bell pass blocking, or you want L. Bell out there in the route? And with Etienne, I'm saying the same thing. Yes, I can have him in there protecting. Cool. But I would much rather he be out here being an outlet for 7, because we know, hey, man, if 7 can't get it downfield consistently, man, you dropping off to that guy right there anywhere 10 yards and in, he's going to cook. What linebacker do you want him matched up against? Like, that's how I look. I'm like, man, the same way with L. Bell, we would motion him all the way out there and be like, I dare you to put that linebacker out there. Double dare you. Because you know he's going to eat him up. That's how I think of Travis. That's how I look at it. Like, so even though the pass blocking element isn't his forte, I don't have an issue with that because of he's so high end in the other elements of his game.
Sure. No, yeah, I would go Harris just because I think if we need that back, that could just be the do-it-all. Bring that pass blocking element, because that was one of the things that people have talked about with him at Alabama, that he was kind of underrated with that. And I think his pass catching, we talk about this with Etienne, is also underrated too. You've seen some of those
Najee, he definitely showed that he could catch, man.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. So I think we're splitting Harris here. I'm good with any of those 3 running backs. If I had to pick, like, that's what I'm saying. If Harris is gone before we pick and we take Etienne, you know I'm posting some of these highlights. I'm excited about it. So if I just had to pick, though, I go Harris. I just think he could be that Steeler running back, that all-around player. You're right, the top-end speed. I've seen some of these highlights where if he's going to bounce it outside or go inside and just, like, take an extra, like, 4 or 5 yards and get tackled, that seems to be his tendency. I don't know if that's coachable or if that's just based off his play and his ability.
In terms of Najee?
Yeah.
I just feel like certain people have that gear, like L. Bell. He trains like a crazy man, one of the best athletes I've ever been around. But it didn't matter how hard he worked out. It was like, you're never going to be a 4-4 blazer, so you're never going to take it to the house from 70. You might score from 15, but you're not going to do it from 40. Like, we know this. And with Najee, I just look at him in the similar vein of, I do think he's a great AFC North back, though, in terms of his mold, in terms of his build. But for me, I just think of, like, J.K. Dobbins, for example. That gear. It's different. Think about Mark Ingram, right? Mark Ingram was a really good Pro Bowl back in Baltimore. But did he ever scare you with that gear? Nah. And that's, to me, is the difference. When I think of Najee versus Travis, that gear is the scary part for defenders. You're worried about that guy outrunning you, not that guy running you over. And I just don't think that he is going to get to that level of speed right now, man.
That's still a really good running back, though.
Oh, it is, though, without a doubt.
Ingram,
absolutely.
This is probably the thing you could say whenever you compare the running backs. This is what I've been hearing and listening to. Najee's floor is better.
Yeah.
But Etienne may have that upside that you're talking about. Comparable to Kamara. Could he be a top 3 or 4 back in the league, like a game changer? Harris may be an awesome career, awesome running back, but is he gonna be like Barkley level, Henry level when it's all said and done? Maybe you never know. But
very true. Yeah,
you never know. But yeah, I think that's maybe where we're going with these. Like, I think Harris could be maybe a little bit more of an impact coming in right off the bat, rookie year. Could be wrong though.